Hi everybody. I wanted to make a bit of a political presentation to you guys today, so welcome to my fireplace. Over the last few weeks or so, a lot of discussion has been put forward about the CUS's contributed surplus. That is, the $340,000 or so that's currently lying in reserve, making no interest for students. Yesterday at the debates, many of the candidates put forward their ideas of how they would put this money to use. Some perspectives included giving this money back to students, $6 a head for 20 years. Another idea was to help subsidize student tickets to events and to conferences. Also the idea of putting our money to work, getting interest on it. And I agree that we need to make sure that the money that we do spend grows and adds value to students at least. However, I believe that we can do more than simply getting 4%, 5% savings rate interest on this sort of money. I see that with the $400,000 we have in this account, we have the opportunity to use this as a bargaining chip to show that the CUS is committed to some sort of initiative that can bring other key players on board to make something amazing happen, whether it's alumni or business professionals or other parts of the Sauder community. Now the list of possibilities, what we could do with this, are quite long and quite exciting as well, but one that I want to focus on today, an idea that's been brought up by many other candidates throughout this race, is the idea of a social house, something like a Poit's house has been mentioned, something that where we can hold social events and perhaps even have residences over there. So I'm not going to talk too much about the what today, but more about the how one would go about creating a social space like this on campus. So some of the research that I've done so far shows a bit of the following. First of all, the overall capital expenditures for this sort of project would lie somewhere between $3 to $6 million. This would mainly be the building and a bit of the land. Now, in terms of, after talking with the Director of Campus Planning and Development on campus, Joe Stott, it seems like there is a potential for land for this sort of project to be built on campus, similar to how the SUS and the EUS have done so over the past few years. The financing of this project would look like something like $300,000 to maybe $800,000 of a down payment, and the mortgage could be paid off quite sustainably by using the revenues from residences that we could have living in this building. Now, things that we would need in addition to this in order to figure out if this would be feasible are a few things. First of all, further investigation into what sort of space is available on campus and whether it's desirable in the first place. We need to do, secondly, an investigation of how the cannibalization of existing social spaces would work, would be affected by the creation of new social space outside of Sauder, and while we're trying to create a home in this current Sauder building as well. I guess above all, we have to figure out, is this what students really want? Now, realistically speaking, when it comes down to it, none of us are probably going to be here by the time we graduate to see the fruition of any sorts of plans we put on the table. However, I believe that that isn't a reason for us to aim low. I think we have an opportunity here to aim higher, to create something bigger. For the contributed surplus and its goal is not simply the maximization and expenditure of wealth, but it's utilizing an opportunity here to foster the creation of a legacy. Something that fosters a truer and deeper identity here at Sauder. Something that we as a community of prospective and alumni students can be proud of. And so, therefore, I offer you the chance to make the CUS not only amazing for future generations, but a place that we can look back on 10, 15 years from now, somewhere that we could say we are proud to have called a home. Thank you so much for your time. Remember to vote today on Vista. You log in with your CWL. Appreciate the time you took to listen to this video. Have a nice day.